Hello, this is teddygaming and welcome back to another review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tmnt, the IW ongoing series, annual 2023. And yeah, this one was a pretty interesting issue, but at the same time, there's not really too much I can really talk about for this issue, just because this issue was very simple and basic in terms of the story. But with that being said, the story actually worked really well for what they're trying to do, and with everything they're setting up for the future for this series, however long left we do have with this one, it does seem pretty interesting with what they are going to do, and it's really got me interested in this universe again, so yeah. Okay, so quickly before we do actually go into this actual issue, I do quickly want to talk about the artists for this issue. Now this issue surprisingly has 3 artists. We've got one for the future bit, where we do get to see Raphael travelling through the different timelines, which I do think that artist, I don't think is probably the best fit for Turtles. I just don't think he made the Turtles look really appealing. He did make them look a bit ugly, I want to say. So I can't say that I'm the biggest fan of the first artist. Then for the main artist, I have to say that the artwork was really good, really nice. I don't really know how to really describe it. I think like the best way to describe it is like a very cartoony anime type thing. I really did get those kind of vibes from this issue. And I must admit, I do think it worked really well for what it's trying to do. It worked perfectly. And then for the future stuff where we do get to see Raphael in the woods fighting ninjas, I do think that artist did a really good job of trying to portray Raphael in the future fighting ninjas. I think that artist did a really great job of it, and we'd definitely like to see a lot more from them. So yeah, must admit, overall with this whole issue, I do think that this issue had a very good variety of different artists for this issue, and it definitely show off like a nice variety of different artist skills and show off like different times and all that. I do think that worked really well, and I do think that for the majority of it, it did look really nice, except from the beginning bit. But other than that, I do think that this issue did a really good job with the art. Okay, so then for the actual issue itself, we do get to see Raphael going through the timelines, and that's when he's attacked by Armagon, and I do think that this bit here was pretty okay, I want to say, but I must admit, I do like how they are using the tubes again from the Beam Rocksteady Destroys Everything miniseries, and I do really like that little aspect of it. It's like a little minor little detail, but I really do like to, just keep continuity and stuff like that, really great. And when Raphael just gets his arm bitten off, I must admit I was really surprised by that, just because, it's a very graphic scene. I was not really expecting that, especially not from Turtles. So yeah, but overall this little scene here, it was pretty okay, I'd say. So then after that we do get to see the Turtles more or less talking to each other, and then that's when the Turtles do hear an alarm saying there's an intruder. They go off and find out that is the future Raphael, and bring him back and help him, and Donatello gives him a metal head arm, which I must admit was pretty interesting, just because I would have thought that he would have destroyed everything from Metal Head, so that's pretty interesting. And then after that we do get to see the future Raphael just wake up, and then that's when Raph wants to get Donnie's help to go help him with the future and stuff like that. But the present day Raphael knows that there's something really off with him, because he can see it in his eyes and stuff like that. And then that's when the future Raphael starts to attack everyone. Well, this bit here, seeing Raphael fighting all the Turtles, I must admit, I do think it was really effective, and just seeing how much pain he went through. I don't know how to really describe it, but I think it's just interesting with what Raph does here, or the future Raph does here, and especially with fighting the other Turtles. I just think it's really basic and really simple in terms of the story of this bit here, but it just works so well for some reason. I can't really describe, but it just worked, and I do really like the art style with the fighting stuff here. It works as well, just so great and stuff like that. And then that's when we do get to see the present day Raphael. Oh god, this is getting really confusing. Tells Raphael what you must have been to think and stuff like that. And then that's when we do get to see a flashback with Master Splinter saying basically he may not be Raphael's best teacher, but he'll be his first. And that's when he says basically the Turtles will be his best teachers and stuff like that, and going to teach him all these other stuff, which I must admit that's a pretty interesting thing to go down, just because with this whole Turtle universe and stuff like that, you don't really get to explore stuff with stuff like this with other teachers and stuff like that, and how much other characters can really affect the other characters. I know that it has been presented before in other Turtle versions with Raph more or less having guided by his brothers. But I must admit here, seeing it here, I do think it was pretty interesting with how they went around it. It's just, yeah, great. So after that we do get to see future Raphael says that he's basically done with everything, he's done with timelines and stuff like that, and when he goes home, and this bit here, it was pretty okay, I want to say. I must admit, it was pretty cool to see this Raphael just being done with everything, yeah. So then after that, we do get to see a future scene where we do get to see Raphael. He's in the woods, he's carrying some wood, and then that's when all of a sudden some ninjas come out and then they start to attack him, and then that's pretty much where the issue ends, and they leave it on a cliffhanger in a way. Now this bit here, I must admit, is pretty interesting, just because I don't know what they're really setting up for the future for this series, with this future Raphael, Donatello, and his machine, and Armagon. I feel like they're setting up a lot of stuff for this series, which I must admit is getting me really excited to see what they could do, but at the same time, this little bit here, I don't really know how I feel about it. Just because on the one hand, I do like that they're setting some stuff up, and I do like the cliffhanger, it's pretty cool and really interesting, but at the same time, if they don't really explore or expand upon this little scene here with Raph, I do think that this little bit here is just like a wasted bit, so yeah, but I do think that they will do something with it, but I'm not too sure what they could do, or when they'll do it, so yeah. And then for one little mistake which I did find in this issue, which I must admit did make me laugh quite a bit, was that when Raphael was telling Donnie about the future and stuff like that, when he was like going through the timelines and he saw Donnie's machine, we do get to see a image there. However, this image that I'm putting up on the screen right now to show you, it was the exact same one which was used in the first few pages. We do get to see the exact same scene. And I must admit, so far that's not really too lazy, but the fact is that they even kept in 1D panels from the earlier page, so I must admit that is just really lazy on their part, and it's just so stupid. But yeah, I must admit overall this issue was pretty great. I do think that this issue did like a very basic story, very simple, but at the same time I think that it worked really well for what they're trying to do. And do you think that with what they're trying to set up for the future, with the Armagon, future Raph and stuff like that, it has got me interested and excited to see what they could do next. But at the same time, with how much of that stuff is in the future, at the same time it just made me wonder how long it's going to take for us to actually get to that point where we do get to see a lot more of that stuff being unravelled and explored upon. So yeah, I must admit overall it's a pretty great issue. I'm just interested to see like where they take all this stuff and how long it's going to take to get there. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what do you think about this issue. And yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. If you do some, please share, like, subscribe and all stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.